The Taino, African, and Spanish traditions are what emerged the Puerto Rican. Puerto Rico's first natives were the Tainos, a group of indigenous people that lived on the island for hundreds of years prior to the arrival of the Spanish. It was called the Island Borinquen, which means lands of the valiant and noble lord. Christopher Columbus arrived in Puerto Rico during his second voyage to the New World, bringing along with him Africans and slave ships. The Tainos began to lose territory under the Spanish ruling. The original Boricuas ceased to exist. Our food is a combination of food known to the Indians, Spanish, and the desires of Africans who came as slaves. Today's dish is mofongo, a traditional Puerto Rican dish. Some may argue where its origin started, but it's no surprise that there are many similarities in the African dish called fufu, also made with plantains in some areas of Africa. We are a melting pot of cultures, food, and dance. Let's get started. Hi, welcome back to Real Meals with Linette. Today I'm very excited about our dish. It's a mofongo. I chose the Argentinian red shrimp. This is actually a lot sweeter than regular shrimp. I like them. They come from the depths of the sea, so they're a little rare to come across, but if you find them, they're a great option. They're a little juicier and a little meatier, so I like those. I have our chicharron that we did, and we're gonna actually cut our plantains and get these frying up so that we can start with the rest of our dish.
Gozando, 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 gozando.
Right off. I'm gonna cut these into little pieces and then we're gonna deep fry them. And I have my pilon here, also known as motador. Whatever you call it, it's all the same thing and it works the same way. So we're gonna cut these up. I'm gonna get my oil nice and hot, and then we're gonna continue with our mofongo. This is gonna be a lot of fun, guys. All right, guys, so our plantains are nice and browned. I have some chicken broth here that I'm gonna be using, and that's gonna give it a little bit of flavor, and it's also gonna help us mash it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of pieces in our pilon. Before I do that though, I do want to use some butter, and I want to put some butter on the bottom of this so that it doesn't stick here. So let me go ahead and do that. And what I'm going to do is just spread it all around the sides of this. And this is just going to help so it doesn't stick to the bottom. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and put some of these here. I'm gonna put a little bit of our chicken broth, and we're gonna begin mashing. For today's chicharrones, I bought a tocino and I just cut off the skin part of the tocino. I cut them into square pieces and put them in the oven for about 2 hours. I also took whatever meat I can get off of my tocino, boiled it for about 45 minutes with just a little bit of black pepper and ground garlic. That's all we needed to make our tocino today. Cut it up into small pieces, and there you go. Up, it's getting nice and hot there. So what I'm gonna do is add half a stick of butter, not too much because we do have a little bit of our chicharron. I'm gonna lower the heat on this just a little bit. And I have about 5 garlic cloves that I'm using for this, and I chop them up nice and fine. just gonna take this off the heat a little bit so my butter doesn't burn. I'm adding the garlic. And that smells really good. I'm also adding our bell peppers. I used half green and half of red bell pepper. I'm adding my onions. And I'm also adding about 3 tablespoons of coconut oil. And this is gonna be really good. It's gonna give it a nice sweetness. We can have this on a nice low heat. I want to make sure that all of those flavors coincide together in there. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of white cooking wine. And with this, I would say about 1/3 of a cup. I'm really not going to use a lot. I want to keep this nice and simple. I also have some clam juice that I'm going to be adding. And that's gonna go in there, and I would say that's about 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna squeeze my lemon and just add some lemon juice, or lime, excuse me. And a little bit of our chicken broth. And with this, I would say the same, about 1/3 of a cup. And I'm just gonna let that come to a nice simmer so that all our flavors can be nice and packed and flavorful in there. So I'm gonna continue to let this boil. All right, so I rinsed off my cilantro, and I'm gonna be using some of this also for our sauce over there. And with my cilantro, I like to bunch it up nice and tight because I like to get some nice deep cuts in there. And then we're gonna add this also as garnishment for when the mofongo is ready to plate. So I hope you guys are enjoying this and that you're having fun. Huepa Boricua, let's go. All right, guys. So what I'm gonna do with these shrimp, I'm taking the skin off of these. Now, I did mention that these are a little different. These are Argentinian shrimp. So with these, they're done a lot quicker. And they're already pink. I haven't cooked them, and as you can see, they're already pink. They come like this. But a good indicator that these are done is they'll begin to kind of lose their form. So they'll like kind of shrivel up a little bit. So 2 to 3 minutes on these. So I'm just gonna take the skin, continue to take the skin off, and then for the final thing, we're gonna add our shrimp to this. And this sauce smells so good. This is our garlic, our bell peppers, cilantro. We have our coconut in here. So we're just gonna I brought it to a nice little simmer. And these, I'm just gonna let them get a little pink. Remember, 2 to 3 minutes on these. These don't need to be in there a long time. We're gonna keep this nice and simple. What I do want to do here is I am going to add just a little bit more of my chicken stock. And I'll raise this up to about a medium heat. And we'll let that heat up. Okay, so real nice, simple recipe. We have our mofongo, and I'm gonna go ahead and plate this here. And we have our shrimp that's done. With the mofongo, I kept it really light here. I'm also gonna sprinkle just a little bit of our chicharron right along the top of this. Remember, this is salty, so I don't want to put too much. And that's why I kept my mofongo simple for you guys, because our sauce and our chicharron adds a lot of flavor to this. I'm also gonna add some cilantro. And here adding some salad on the side, and I took the liberty of just making a quick little drizzle, like a dressing. So it's olive oil, 2 cups of olive oil, 2 cups of vinegar, a little bit of salt, pepper, and a little bit of Italian herb seasoning. So I'm gonna be adding that to the salad right here. And just adding a little bit. And I want to add just a little bit more sauce to the top of the mofongo because that's where all that flavor is. And the mofongo is just gonna absorb it all. And with these shrimps, they are so nice and meaty. All right, guys, look at that. Un mofongo hecho boricua. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I hope you try it at home. I had a lot of fun. Come back again, guys.
Puerto Rico! Puerto Rico! Puerto Rico!